What pair of kicks do you have like from that you bought that's like your favorite? Not out of stuff that's been sent to you recently, like something that you maybe had. That
Some
you kept
tweed dunks. I still wear those all the time. They're pretty beat up on the bottom. I think I'm gonna have a hole in them soon. But like those brown tweed ones, the SB ones, I really love those because they feel like whatever material they made them out of. It's like it feels like house slippers with like a rubber sole, you know. So I always like those, and I like the brown on them with the stripes. My joints are beat up. They're getting pretty faded, but yeah, my tweeds, that's probably my favorites.
Is there a pair out there that's like your holy grail that you don't have?
There's a pair that I had that I would like to have again. There were these Engine. They were called Engines SBs. They were all black dunks, like it's like the mid or high top, whatever, and it was like a suede on them. That's why I don't have them anymore because my suede got really dusty. But then where they had the check, like say this is where the check is at, this whole area was an orange. It went from like bright orange to dark orange.
Like a gradient?
Yeah. And then everything else was just blacked out on them. I really like those. If I could find those, I'd get them in a heartbeat. But that was like, 6-7 years ago when I bought them, so I don't know where they're at now.
What do you think about like the price of sneakers? How it's like kind of risen each year?
It's pretty intense. Honestly, it's funny because I went from being such a sneakerhead to having to spend all my money in the studio and like trying to shoot videos and all of this shit. So for like a good 2.5-3 years, when I was coming up, I just wasn't buying shit. Like no gear, no clothes. I was just like living broke and trying to just, I was getting some free shit through people sending Cole shit, people sending Eve shit, sending the label shit. But I really fell out of it because it was just too expensive to maintain that. Like, I get if you have, if that's like your passion, and I love it, but I just found a passion in music that I was more passionate about. I'm like, yo, if I got to put my dollar here or there, I'm going to put it into my craft. But it's funny, we joke about it now because I went so long without it, and then, I met my homegirl at Nike who started blessing me, and within like 2 months, she sent me like 20 pair of kicks, you know what I mean? So I'm like, it all paid off. Like, all this money I invested in music, now the sneakers come free. I wish somebody would have told me that earlier. No, but, yeah, I mean, sneakers really are expensive. They're really expensive, but, at the end of the day, I have my own brand with this Fiend stuff, and I understand that you set your brand value, so I can't tell nobody make your sneakers cheaper, even though I would love to. But then it's like, the whack part about it is if they did make the sneakers cheaper, the kids probably wouldn't want them, It's like, the kids want cheaper sneakers. They don't want to spend as much money. But if that sneaker, if those J's were $60, right?
It's a psychology thing.
Yeah. So it's like people say they want them to be cheaper, but they don't really want them to be cheaper because you want people to know, look what I got. You know what I mean? Like that's half of the sneaker game. But yeah, I mean, it's a give and take. But then it's like, it's people that can't afford to get the dope sneakers, and that's whack. So in that aspect, you're like, yo, I know it don't cost you that much to make those sneakers, so why are you charging these kids that much? But then it's like, those same kids, if those sneakers were cheaper, they would just want whatever's valued higher. It's just how branding works. So it's like, I'm like 50-50 on it. Like, I know what the jig is, but it's not on, it's not on me to fix that. Like, just keep sending me these free kicks. I'll wear them.